Now you undoubtedly know from the thumbnail you just clicked on or the title of the video that you just clicked on that today's DnDaily vlog topic is all about goals. And I'm really genuinely hoping that this is perhaps one of the more interesting and informative vlogs that I've recorded, because the topic I'm going to talk about is not just related to D&D and RPGs. I mean, let's face it, goals and goal setting are something that can help us in everyday life as well. So let's get into it. You might be wondering to yourself, what do goals and goal setting have anything to do with D&D or ttrpgs and so forth? And that's a valid question, of course. That's why we're here. This is what we're going to talk about today. So let me lay it down for you. What I want to talk about is how beneficial goals and goal setting can be for actually improving the games you play in. And this is true whether you're behind the screen or in front of the screen. If you're a DM or a player, a GM or a player, this is going to be true. I don't recall, I wish I did, but I don't recall who I heard first suggest setting goals for your gameplay. The one thing I do recall is that it was mostly suggested in the way of RP. So like setting a goal for your role playing for the session, right? And how that might help benefit your gameplay and might give you something to bring to the table before you even sit down to play. And I love this. I think it's a fantastic idea. Let me sort of give an idea or a suggestion about what I'm talking about. If you find that you want to improve your game, you want to become a better role player, you want to become, maybe you want to really start getting into doing voices and feeling comfortable, because maybe you feel awkward trying to, talk in a voice or in an accent. Well, one thing you could do is set a small goal just to get the ball rolling. And in that way, you can literally, I'm not exaggerating, you can literally set a goal that I'm gonna say one line in character with a voice. And it could be a silly voice or a serious voice, that's not the point. One line, I'm gonna say one line, 100% in character, using my voice to make this character come alive. That is a really simple, very, very manageable and actionable goal. See, the thing about goals, again, this is why for all of this is going to be absolutely true in games and gaming. It's also going to be true in our daily lives. Goal setting is really important. To the goals we set, we want them to be actionable. What do I mean by that? So I could set a goal like, okay, I'm gonna make $1 million. Okay, that's a great goal. If we don't have any clue about how we're going to achieve that goal, it's sort of a fruitless goal. It's sort of a nebulous and almost meaningless goal. Goals, in my opinion, should be something that you can absolutely take action on. So, but I'm gonna make $1 million by making a new online website that's going to sell gadgets that are candy flavor. I don't know. That's not the point. I'm not trying to give you an idea about how to make $1 million. I'm trying to make a point about goal setting. And here's my real life actual, that was totally ridiculous, but here's my actual real life example, because I think you all relate. You're here watching the vlog, right? So here, check this out. Just over a year ago, I decided that I was going to really go full in, 100% committed to building this YouTube channel and making it something that I'm proud of and get better at making videos. If you go, please don't, but if you go back and look at some of the early vlogs, I literally just watched one of them the other day and it's very cringeworthy. There's good stuff in there, but man, I was not very good. I wasn't very comfortable. I wasn't very confident. My delivery wasn't that great. The lighting, all of it was just kind of like off. I still have a long way to go to get to the level I want to be at. Like when I watch some other YouTube creators out there. The content they're making, the way they're shooting it, everything, it's just amazing to watch. And I learn, I'm trying to implement more and more as I go and so forth. About a year ago, I set a goal that that's what I was gonna do. And I've basically been moving towards that. I realized, look, I'm not gonna cut any of this today, just so you get the idea of how much effort goes in. There's not gonna be really any edits today. This is me, this is what it's actually like. Normally, I would have gone back and fixed that, but today, just so you get a sense of what I'm talking about, I learned that in order to make these look clean and comfortable and have a nice pace, if I make mistakes like that, I need to clip that, I need to edit it. I've also realized right away, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make this video, I'm gonna make this YouTube channel, I'm gonna do this. And my videos were still kind of like, bleh. They weren't flowing, the ideas were okay, but nothing really meaningful, and I didn't feel a connection until I realized, like, I sort of asked that question to myself of like, what if I started doing a vlog? What would that look like, and how would that work, and would that help me? Because I realized part of goal setting, again, it has to be actionable, and part of actionable is like doing something every day to move towards your goal. So if my big goal was, I'm gonna make this cool D&D YouTube channel, and it's gonna, it's gonna be fun, exciting, and I'm gonna love it and all that, I needed to be able to do something every day to move that forward, to move towards that goal. And yeah, video editing is great and all the background behind the scenes stuff is great, but I also realized I just need to be better as a presenter, as a personality. I need to be more comfortable on camera, essentially. So it dawned on me like, oh, I should do a daily vlog. Why? It's gonna force me to edit. It's gonna force me to come up with topics. It's gonna force me to record. It's gonna force me to do all of the tasks that if I were a successful and well-known video creator or YouTube personality or whatever we wanna talk about it, if I was that, if I had already reached my goals, I would have developed these skills along the way. And I realized, okay, if I do a daily vlog, it's gonna force me into doing those steps and building those skills. That's what I'm talking about when I say actionable steps for goals. Goals should be actionable. They should be something that you can move toward by taking action. Just to wrap this up before I get back to like, well, how does this even relate remotely to gaming and TTRPGs? Today, we're on 334 daily vlogs, right? That means pretty much every day for the last almost year, I have been recording, editing, thumbnailing, and so forth, all these videos. I wasn't doing thumbnails at the beginning, but that's besides the point. But check this out. I have not done this every day. I went on vacation, I had to take a break. I pre-recorded the videos. I saw if I'm gonna get to my goal, I'm gonna have 365 daily vlogs by the end of the year. In order to do that, I couldn't slip. I had to fill in the gap. I'm not gonna have access to the internet for a couple weeks. I'm not gonna be able to, because I'm gonna be with family. I'm gonna be on vacation. I'm not gonna be able to record a daily vlog the way I like to. So what do I have to do? I planned ahead. I said, okay, I need to record videos ahead of time. And I did. Again, that was an actionable step. So let's tie this all together, okay? Enough about me, let's talk about D&D and role-playing and so forth. I mentioned in the beginning of this video, role-playing is a very simple way to use goal settings to improve your gameplay. Here's one other. I talked about voices. Here's an even more important one, I think. One of the things that's important in role-playing is developing relationships with the other people at the table. Your character, of course you as a person, obviously you want these people to become your friends. In the game, you want your character to develop relationships with the people that you're, adventuring with, right? So A simple goal, again, an actionable goal could be, let's say there's 5 people in the party and you're one of them. That means there's 4 other players, 4 other characters you need to develop a relationship with. So you could set a goal like this. For the next 4 games, I'm gonna pick one character each game that I'm going to have a one-on-one conversation with. It could be in character, it could be out of character, as long as it's your character developing a relationship with. Like, you don't have to do it in voice or anything like that. It could be simply like, okay, my character walks up to your character and says, hey, let's talk about what happened in the fight yesterday. Anything like that would work. You can do it, again, first person, third person, however you like to play the game. You make a goal of, I'm gonna develop a relationship with all the other members of the party. Simple, actionable. That's an easy goal to set, and that is absolutely guaranteed to improve your role playing. 100%, there's no way that could not, because now you're doing many different things. I've talked about these in all kinds of other vlogs. There are so many things in just that one element, just that one goal. You're developing a relationship with other characters. You are actively conversing with them in the game. It's revealing something about your character. You're getting better at communicating. The list keeps going, right? So that's just one goal. Let's take it on the other side of the screen now as I wrap this topic up. Let's say you're the DM and you want to become, like I do, you want to become a better dungeon master. This was a big goal for me. I've been running this games for a few years, okay? I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons and lots of other RPGs as I've said, for like 35-ish years, right? But I was pretty much always a player for the longest, for like pretty much 30 years. I was always a player. I dabbled in running games, but I wasn't very good at it, and I didn't do it for any length of time, maybe a 1 or 2 game here and there. Well, a few years ago, I took on the mantle of being the DM big time for the group that we play now on Thursday nights. And I sucked at the beginning. I was so horrible. It was just god awful. I mean, it was fun and it was okay. You know, I have a lot of experience to draw from, and I made so many mistakes. Yet, and still I persevered, I kept going, and I realized like, wow, I'm not that good as a DM. I really want to be a great DM, so what do I have to do? I started watching other YouTube videos. There are great sources out there for incredible stuff. You've probably heard me talk about Matt Colville. I love his videos. His Running the Game series is amazing. My good friend Aviad Tal, he's doing an amazing series. You know, you probably saw me with him in the Icespire Peak over on One Crit Wonders channel. And if you haven't, by all means, check that out, because not only Aviad, but also Ben, and One Crit Wonder, well, Ben is the Curious Owlbear, One Crit Wonder, Curtis and Valerie from Initiative Roll, or Roll Initiative. We still have to straighten that up, y'all. We gotta figure it out. I'm sorry, I'm teasing them. That's a little bit of an inside joke, but you get it. Anyway, and of course, even Yormir, the DM behind the screen. So everyone in the game, not just the DM, but everyone in the game are experienced dungeon masters. I've learned so much just from engaging with them, watching their videos if they make videos, engaging with their Twitter, you know, conversations, however we interact. So I'm actively attempting to become a better DM. And back to goal setting, here's what I'm talking about. As a DM, we could do the same thing with role playing. I am going to use a voice for one of the NPCs today. That's a perfect one. If you feel like you want to get better at doing voices, the only way to do it is to practice. You have to be willing to embarrass yourself, to make a fool of yourself in front of your friends. And honestly, that's pretty much the worst thing you can do. Once you get beyond that, once you like break through that fear and recognize your friends are still gonna be your friends, in fact, they might just laugh hysterically and think it was a riot of a time, that's a win. Even if you were trying to be super serious and like play a character that's like got gravitas and like force of character and, you know, is like this really, really importantly serious character, if it just kind of backfired and you cracked up your friends, hey, your friends, and I guarantee you years from now, you'll still be laughing about that kind of stuff. Maybe you want to, as a DM, remember certain rules. So you set your game like okay, today I'm gonna make sure I remember concentration checks. Because, hey, there's a lot for a DM to remember, and sometimes we forget that stuff. So we can set up little tools ahead of time, set up goals, make them actionable. I'm gonna remember concentration because I'm gonna use a token for any of the spellcasters that cast spells using concentration. Boom, easy, actionable. That's it, that's all you have to do. This is something that will absolutely help you in your life, I promise. Look, I'm certified as a hypnotherapist and a personal development counselor. I don't talk about that all the time, but that's the reality. I've actually been trained to help people with this kind of thing, goal setting, peak performance, and so forth. And I love talking about Dungeons and Dragons. And I mean, you know, judge me by my actions. Here we are, 334 days. I haven't missed a beat. I can't wait. I'm like stoked that I'm gonna finish this in a minute. I'm stoked that you're here. I love all of this. I love you. Thank you for listening. I hope this helped you today. Take a minute. This video over here is also gonna help you. I guarantee you'll find all kinds of great stuff about Dungeons and Dragons and TTRPGs. I'll see you at a table someday. We'll keep rolling 20s until then. And remember, yeah, it's your game, so play your way.